I grew up in Douglas County. I primarily grew up in Parker, Colorado. I lived pretty much my entire childhood in Parker. My family immigrated to the United States in the late 90s, and they are from Cuauhtemoc, Chihuahua, Mexico. My favorite Hispanic culture experience is Dia de los Muertos because it brings everybody together and it creates a family ambience around the holiday. And I also enjoy going to quinceañeras, again, for the same reason. You know, my mom is really good at making enchiladas, like just chicken enchiladas. That's probably my favorite, with the side of like rice and beans. It's probably my favorite one. Or some tamales, like, you know, you can't go wrong with some tamales. My mom's cooking it's the best. Like, I'm not trying to brag about my mom, but it's the best. She's a very good cook. And I think it's just different because of how she was raised in Mexico and just learning how to cook down there versus the food that we make here. It's completely different. So I miss my mom's cooking. I wish I was still there. I don't get it as often, but I love it. I think the value that I'm most proud of today is probably just how the Hispanic culture is so focused on family. And that's something that means a lot to me. For my family, that's something that we really emphasize. You know, despite, you know, we're all busy in our lives, but you know, we never forget about family, and it's something that a lot of the traditions that we have in the holidays are based off of around family. My heritage in a police officer role, it's made a huge impact, and from my experience, I can't tell you guys how many times I've gone to calls where there's a Spanish speaker, and when I get there, it's kind of like that bridge between, you know, us as police and the Hispanic community. I know a lot of times in the Hispanic community, there's a lot of people are hesitant to call the police for help, or they're afraid of the police. So when they see a police officer show up that can speak Spanish and they're able to talk to them on a personal basis, I think it definitely has a huge impact on how I perform my duties as a police officer. For individuals that are considering to become police officers and that are Hispanic, I guess my biggest piece of advice would be to just go for it. So it's a career that's very rewarding because you get to connect with your community. And for those of you that are considering in becoming police officers and that are Hispanic and that can speak Spanish, you will not regret it. I started this job not too long ago and I absolutely love it. So what inspired me to become a police officer started when I was very young. I think I was probably maybe 5 or 6 years old, and my mom took me to a national night out event in Parker. And so we went to one of the parks out there, and you know, there were a bunch of police cars and everything. There's a helicopter, the SWAT guys were out there, and I just think it had such a huge impact on me seeing that and also interacting with the police officers, and it made such a big impact that my mom told me ever since that day, that's all I would ever talk about, and well, here I am.